Believe me or not, click and watch this video or don't. But I was right. I was 100% right when I said that this game would defy expectations. And this is the biggest update to Total War Pharaoh we're getting now. This is what I've been arguing for since the days of Troy itself, making video after video, asking Creative Assembly to add in Greece and Mesopotamia. And the fans listened to it. They said, alright, let's go and do it. We need Mesopotamia and Greece. And many fans said, it's not just me. But I say at the end, Pharaoh is all the better for it. Hats off to Cia Sophia for making the biggest comeback to this game, in which I say this. I believe Pharaoh is a fine game that was judged too harshly. Now, there's been so much information. There's another Mesopotamia video already coming. They're releasing the information so much. I am like, wait. I need time to catch up with all of the information. But I'll say this, I'll give you my thoughts. It's a breakdown of what a campaign is, but finally, we're getting the complete Bronze Age experience. This game has defied all expectations, in my opinion, and I say this to the Total War community. Don't sleep on this game. Please do not excite it like Thrones of Britannia. Give it a chance. Like it, great. Don't like it, fine. That's your prerogative. But this is like the Bronze Age mod from Rome 1 transformed into something new. Sadly, this will be the last and final update for the game, but it is going out with a very, very solid bang indeed. Tell me something. Where do I even start? 168 provinces, new settlements, and finally the city of Babylon that is a playable city. In the history of Total War, there is a city map of Babylon, but it's just like the Wonders. Or I believe it's just in Rome 2, or it is either in Rome Total War. Maybe in Rome Total War, right? But we finally have Babylon as an actual city to besiege. And this is the only Total War that you can actually besiege Babylon in. You do have the Rome 2 version, but that's really a mismatch of not the best version that I would call it, not even historically authentic. But it is a wonderful city to look at. Now, we're going to be getting larger cities, larger battle maps, especially for the newer Mesopotamian ones. And that's great. That's fantastic. Here's the biggest thing that has me excited. The Troy user interface update has carried over to Pharaoh. That means simply this. You play the Trojans and you get the excellent UI that was crafted by Cia Sophia for that on a bigger scale than you can ever imagine. But people will say, oh, they just copied the Troy UI into Pharaoh. But that's what it is, right? I have a sort of 50-50 dislike and like towards, let's say, Pharaoh's style of user interface. I think it could be way more art style, 2D style instead, with a more brighter color scheme. But that's. But I believe that the Greeks and Trojans get a unique UI, which is so good. Mesopotamia also has a new user interface, which is great. But I would have wanted, a bit more brighter, more colorful scheme. But this makes that sandbox experience complete, because now at least you're not playing like a uniform user interface like Rome 2 was. But let's look at something that I and many in the Total War community have been calling for some time. Religion. Religion itself is expanded, and I think it's something that this campaign experience needed the most. I mean, look at it. You have the Greek, the Mesopotamian gods, and an expanded variety to pick and choose from. To summarize, worshipping these gods grants you bonuses on the campaign map. Worshipping Poseidon, for example, grants you little to no sea attrition and movement at sea, while Zeus boosts morale and reduces fatigue for your units. Wonderful. Take the Mesopotamian gods, and it's kind of different in the sense that each king can build a dwelling of a religious temple dedicated to Marduk or Ninurta. You get benefits, sure, but it features legitimacy. The higher favor you carry with the gods, you get points and special weapons. The kings of Mesopotamia rule their cities, but they need uniting. Each one of them may think themselves as the king of the universe, but the one who is acknowledged as the king of the universe, those are lesser kings beneath him. And I'm sure that there's a big political power structure behind this as well. Now, these religious mechanics could be simple on the surface or deep in campaign gameplay. If I were to get early access, I would be able to tell you more in that one iota. But when you are the king of that city-state, you want that title. You want to be the Chad, Babylonian, or Mesopotamian king, kicking out all the weak ones. Survival of the fittest, as they call it. And the royal powers can agitate rebellions. They can do assassinations. They can plot. In Rome too, you could have agents doing exactly the same thing. I'm glad they improved upon this. But we also have a little feature called the bribe system. It's come back after so many years. I've missed this feature from Rome Total War itself. I mean, it was just easy spamming the engine button or the cheat engine and giving yourself unlimited gold and going around and bribing armies not to attack you or to go on your side. Well, to go on your side was better. Except, I'm not sure they've gone enough into this detail. It could be a small feature or a big feature. But it does say that it does enable the prevention of enemy attacks. So I'll leave that for you to figure out. Family tree is back. Now, this is something that most Total War games or new ones in the future need. I think this is what makes it unique from other strategy games out there. It may be simple, but I believe it provides enough depth. Otherwise, what else is Total War in terms of the campaign department if you just raise armies and conquer and no campaign style gameplay, right? There's mortality, succession, marriages, laws, assassinations, your characters do have mortality, and there's so much that I have to really summarize in one go. You have Asian, a feature that should have been present, I believe, in Attila or Rome too, but really can take it back to Rome Total War itself. You'll have your favorite leaders show signs of getting older and, getting destroyed in battle. So I prefer this to the immortal faction leaders, but if you always like immortal faction leaders, then you can, switch it via the customization panel. But my question is this: why has it taken Total War at least maybe 20 years or so to simply get features like this back again? I really wish a Total War had something, where they kept these core features. There's a reason Paradox games have those core features in. And if you keep going away from it, try and revolutionize, but don't add so much you end up cutting everything. But also, we can choose between 1, 3, 6, 12 turns per year, slow, or, pause the game's pace, and you can do so much more in that all together. And I don't really think I need to even say much about the family tree, because once you play it, you'll get it. But the ruling family is a family tree for faction leaders. You choose who inherits the leadership after the current leader passes away, arrange marriages. The dynasty system that tracks all the characters related to your leader by blood. So that will affect, of course, who inherits the leadership, found in a new royal family branch, and get in bonus experience for characters, right? But you can also adopt, you can do marriages, you can have legitimacy support, so trade your military victories for resources or better diplomacy, or have forced inheritance. You can do all of these type of things. And if you look at the Mesopotamian map, it looks really, really awesome. The landmarks are great. Babylon looks absolutely brilliant. If you can see the TV screen somewhere, the Babylonian king standing in front of Babylon is just awesome. You have all of these city-states. You have multiple competing powers. It is a landscape where the Assyrians will become a great power in the future. And I don't want to make this too long, but alright, let's say this. What I can say is that there's so much good stuff, good information here. All the links to the blog and the videos are down below. This is too much to get through all in one time. So all I'll say is this is the best that I could summarize, but PHARAOH is getting a ton of updates in this one. Whether it be battles, whether it be campaigns, whether it be anything else. Is it a shame that there is no mythological mode? Of course. But is it the end of the world if it isn't? That's a question to ask myself. It's not, but that's my personal opinion. I really do hope that they give more unique armor to the Thracians. That would be really great. I really do hope that we get modern tools to really mod the campaign map. And in my script I wrote, the next video will probably cover Mesopotamia, but at this point you've got this and this together. So I just think it just fits so well. But I'm so glad that we are going through a phase where we don't have to see a small scale Total War game having to transform into an epic setting because it's like a mod. just to quickly summarize what Mesopotamia is, but the Babylonians like to gather everything. They're builders, they like to prepare before attacking, they combine different effects, allowing players to achieve more with a single building, and the unique command, basically lets them recruit a lot of units. And Babylon is a huge one settlement province. The Mesopotamian gods provide various bonuses, and you have the Assyrians that are more ambitious. They have way more of all of that type of stuff. But back to this video. So at the end, I don't want to see Total War games in the future being, small scale and then be sent back to a drawing board. Because if CA keeps making Total War games without the old features, with our family trees minus, Napoleon, Empire, and Warhammer 3, then what's the point? Like, why wasn't Pharaoh like this in the first place? If Pharaoh had been like this on launch, with a fully expanded map, with all of these factions and new battle maps, of course this would have been £60 or more. But I'm glad again, and we are ending this off with a bang. And hopefully I get early access, so I can play the campaign, because, believe you and me, I'm going to do it. I'm going to be playing this game forever like Rome 2, but I was right. Pharaoh Total War, Pharaoh Dynasties at this point, I think they should just name it to Bronze Age Total War, has defied all expectations. What Cia Sophia did was brilliant, and Cia Sophia, I think, should handle more historical projects in the future, because they really know how to make an historical Total War game. So that's my opinion. Don't forget to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. I will see you in the next video.